Hi Artlings, it's No Sugar September, days 1 and 2. I'm Melanie Gruby, and I created this channel expressly for artistic spirits like you to keep you connecting and creating with your artistic voice, making art that matters. And this month, I'm doing No Sugar September. I made it up, and I guess there are things like No Sweets September. I didn't know that, but anyways, for me, I needed to stop doing sugar. And I'll go along and tell you as we go through the month why, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what got me started. So I knew I needed to address it, and this is something I've been doing and trying to attack, and I do it and then I go off it, and there's problems when I go and do sugar. It doesn't work for me. So I happened to come across a video by Jake Parker that talks about doing 30-day challenges. And he is an artist illustrator, spectacular. You have to check him out. And he created the Inktober challenge, which is a 31-day challenge where you do an ink drawing every day for the month of October. Well, he talks about all the great things that come from doing a 30-day challenge. And it was so convincing, I thought I have to do one. And I got off the video and went, I could apply this to other parts of my life, like this part I'm having trouble with, eating sugar. So that's what I did. And I started yesterday, and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So every day I'm posting on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And I probably should be blogging too. I haven't started that yet, but I will. And I talk about it, but I also talk about, or I don't talk about, I show an illustration each day. That's the challenge. That's a big challenge for me, but you can check it out too. So I'm going to show you what I did for the past 2 days, and you can go and check out those links in my the info below, and check it out there, okay? And you can hear all about my struggles and all the great people who are responding to this and supporting me and joining me. Maybe you want to join me too. Okay, let's check it out. So I started with deciding to illustrate in pen, just directly to paper, no pencil in between. Whatever comes out, comes out. This is the one I came up with first. And then I thought, I like the lettering, but I'm not sure about the image. So this is what I thought instead I'd do in the center of the image. So I did this pen drawing, being a little more on the safe side, and inserted that back in here into the lettering and frame. I'll show you on Adobe, well actually I'll show you in Adobe Photoshop next. And so I put those into Adobe Illustrator. I put a background behind them, and this is what it looks like in Photoshop because I had to put it into a JPEG file so I could upload it to the internet. So on day 2 I was doing ink direct to paper again, and I started out with this figure here, but this is part of the finished version, but when I started it working with ink, things were coming out off, and I didn't like it, and I thought, no, I'm just going to start over. And so then I started over, and I did this one. Now, while I had fun working through some ideas with this one, I felt like the face was not as strong, and in the end, the figure just wasn't as free as the first one, even if the first one was imperfect. So I went back and I worked it a little. I went back to the first one, and this is where I'm learning about sticking with an idea. I went back to the first one and I just worked in the idea that it doesn't have to be perfect, in fact, make it imperfect. And I like the end result much better. I think her face was a peaceful face, and it worked for me. So then I put that into Adobe Illustrator and then into Photoshop. Let's go take a look. And here's the end piece with a little blue background added to it. Since I'm doing these daily, I'm not trying to get fancy with the colors, and usually I like to work with pastels afterwards. And I may still follow up with that on these, but for now I'm doing a quick sketch to get in the habit of creating a drawing every day, coming up with a concept and drawing every day. Okay, Artlings, now it's your turn. Tell me about a challenge that you're going to take or have taken that has had benefits beyond what you thought it would. And if you've done no sugar, or if you do other things with how you eat, tell me about it. Like anything you want, tell me about it below. And what else? Oh, thank you, Artlings, for joining me today. I loved it. And I post every Friday, and you can check it out every Friday. You can subscribe, and that way it'll show up in your emails. Well, it doesn't always, so you need to look under your YouTube channel, not your YouTube channel, but your YouTube menu. It should show your subscriptions down the side there, and I should be in there once you subscribe. And like this video if you liked it. And I think I'm going to post every day. Maybe not every day, maybe every other day, but check back, because I'm posting every day for the illustrations, so why not this too? So a quick one. Okay, let's see. Oh, and I always do remember, when you create art, you change the world. So don't be afraid to spill a little paint. I'll see you guys next Friday for sure, but maybe a few times in between. Okay, bye.
Hi, I'm Ben. I'm the star, really. Bye.